Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ground Up with Natalee, the podcast that pulls back the curtain on what it actually takes to build a career in the entertainment industry as an actor. I sit down with actors, directors, and casting directors to talk about the real, unfiltered journey, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. No gatekeeping, no overnight success myths, just honest conversations to remind you that you're not alone and that you too can follow this dream. I hope you enjoy. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Ground Up with Natalee. I can't even believe I'm about to say this right now, but today on the pod, we have the incredible Cierra Ramirez. You may know her from The Fosters, Secret Life of American Teenager, or iconically, Good Trouble. Today, we talk about her experience in the industry. We talk about the importance of reps, and obviously, I pick her brain about all the things. So as always, take notes, send this to someone you love, and enjoy the episode. Yes. Cierra, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
We start every episode with the Ground Up 3, so I would love to ask you, where are you from?
I am from Houston, Texas.
Yeah,
right
girl.
outside Sugar Land.
I saw the cutest video of you that you posted of you in your little Texas boots at 7 years old at like a talent show or something.
Yes.
Fully singing with like the... it was so cute.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, little Texas girl.
Oh yeah, Texas country girl at heart.
Can you
I
see
love
yourself
it.
back there?
You know, I always thought I would end up back in Texas, but I think I'm just a Cali girl now.
Yeah. I've tried to think of other places too, and I'm like, it's hard.
Yeah,
I love California.
I love to visit. I love my family and my friends out there, but then there's nothing like coming back home to LA.
Yeah.
Like it's true. Like
whenever you start the descent into
Yes.
LA on the plane, and you're just like,
it's just
home.
magical. Yeah. Exactly.
That's great. Okay. And then what was your first dream job ever?
Ooh, first dream job. I think I owe my love of acting to my late dad. He showed me all of the movies, and I think one of the first times I really saw myself, like I was like, oh my gosh, wait, I love to do this, and like I can see myself doing this, was Paper Moon and Tatum O'Neal.
Okay.
It's an old movie, and I think she was like the youngest kid to win an award, and I was like, she was just so sassy and just like such a scene stealer. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be like that.
You're like, I can
her.
see myself, and I
Yes.
love that.
And then probably Mila Jovovich in Resident Evil.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Hell
was like,
yeah.
oh no, I definitely want
You're like, I want to do that.
I want to be just like
so
her.
it was always acting. You didn't have a dream job like, I want to be an astronaut. I
mean,
say that every episode. I want to be an astronaut.
I think, well, you bring up how I was doing these talent shows
Yeah.
in Texas. I originally got into it through singing.
Okay.
And I still love singing. It's my first love. You know, it got me into acting and all of the opportunities that I've had. But I think overall, I've just really loved to perform.
Yeah.
And like whatever that meant for me, I just knew that's what I wanted to do.
I love it.
And now it's like, I'm so thankful for singing because it's led me to like what I really love, which is acting.
What ended up being your first paid job? Was it something like acting, or was it, anything else?
My first paid job was CSI Miami.
Okay, so it was acting.
Yes.
How old were you?
I was 10 years old.
Oh.
I know. It's kind of crazy to think about.
Did you go on a bunch of auditions before that, or was it kind of like...
That one was actually really strange. So it's funny, I did all of these competitions in Texas, lots of rodeos, little county fairs, different things like that. Yes.
Wait,
and then singing competitions.
Okay. But at a rodeo.
Yes.
Okay, hell yeah.
Yes. And then my uncle saw this kiosk at the mall for a talent competition that was happening in LA.
Good old mall.
Mm-hmm. And, my parents were a little skeptical. They're like, this is a scam. Yep. There's no way. And then, my uncle and my mom, they were like, okay, let's just, let's convince my dad to do it. Because let's just take it as a family vacation. What do we have to lose? And so while I was out there, I decided to actually join in on the acting categories as well. And there were a bunch of different scouts, talent agents, and I ended up finding my agent that way. And I've been with him ever since. He's now my manager.
No.
Yes.
Since 10. So this wasn't even 10, because that's when you booked your show. So was this like 8?
Well, I think he was trying to convince my parents, like, you got to live in LA. At the time, you did.
Yeah,
right?
Of course.
So he was like, please, like, let me just take her on this audition. Like, I really believe in her. And I think I, like, booked it, like, within that week.
Okay.
It was very, like, unheard of, and,
So cute.
got very lucky with that.
And how old are you right now?
I'm 30.
Okay, 31. I'm just trying to think because I feel like the range you were, I mean, that was like, was Selena Gomez older than you? Like, was she someone that you looked up to, or was she in the same?
I think
was she at your auditions?
No, I think that was kind of like coming up at the same time.
Okay, at the same time,
I remember auditioning, and it was before Wizards of Waverly Place. They were trying to like form a show about her, and that's when I had first heard about her.
Okay.
And I felt really cool, like whenever Wizards of Waverly dropped, because I would go to school back in Texas during the year, and I'd be like, I knew this girl was gonna be a star. I've heard about her before, and
I love that. She's so iconic.
She is.
Okay, so obviously we know who you are today, and you're such a successful actress in so many ways. But I would love to know what has happened behind the scenes before that big success. So let's call The Fosters. Was that like your first big show?
Yes.
Your first series regular?
Absolutely. It was.
So before that, I mean, we're starting at kind of 8 because I don't care how old you were. It's still like you start auditioning. Like after CSI Miami, you guys were probably like, all right, we're in it. And then you start auditioning from 10 to 17.
You know, so again, like it was kind of magic that it happened. And I'm so thankful for that because then my parents were really like, okay, wait, like, maybe this is a thing, you know? And I was really, really passionate about it, but they were really passionate about me being a kid. Like they were like, listen, like we believe in you. Like obviously this is like, you know, so cool that this just happened, but like you need to go to school and you need an education, and like they weren't ready to just kind of
stage managers drive you to everything.
Exactly. But you know, they did sacrifice a lot. Like they put their house up for sale to let me to move me out here for a year so I could pursue it. And then that worked for a year. We ended up going back. My mom was a school teacher. My dad was driving 18-wheelers, just trying to, you know, get some money so we could come out every summer. So that's what I would do. I would pursue it in the summers. Auditions, if it was like a really big thing, like hopefully like we could gather some money to like fly to LA and make it happen.
So that manager would kind of contact you and be like, hey, look, we have the lead in a Disney show. Like I really want her to.
Yes.
Because you couldn't do it on tapes.
No, that wasn't really a thing.
Yeah, you have to buy a round trip ticket.
Exactly. But I would mainly pursue it in the summers, and I'm just so forever grateful and indebted to my parents for doing that because that was the sacrifice that you know, it was tough. Like I had CSI Miami, I had The Fosters, but there were a lot of pilots that I booked and didn't get picked up, or I got recasted, or you know, it's a tough road.
So this was at 17 that you booked The Fosters?
Yes.
So 14 through 17, you're going back during the summers, auditioning, not booking anything.
I was booking a couple things here and there, guest stars, recurring, and actually right before The Fosters, and I think I know it's similar to you. You graduated a year early.
Yeah.
And I did too.
Okay.
It's like no matter what, like I mean, I always dreamed of college, but I was like, no, I know that I'm meant to go to Hollywood.
That was me.
And pursue it, and that's what I want to do. So it was whatever got me out here, and I ended up booking a series regular before that, and I was like, okay, this is my ticket. Like I get to go.
Yeah.
I booked a series regular on The Secret Life of the American Teenager, which was on ABC Family at the time. And
you were 16?
I was 17.
Okay.
Yes. It kind of overlapped.
Yeah. You were on fire. Like when it happens, you're like, I booked this. And then they're like, wait, we want you over here.
It was really, really exciting and such a blessing to
You were
hop around like that. I mean, it was, it kind of happened really naturally. I moved out here, did a season of The Secret Life, and then did The Fosters.
Yeah. So you were telling me offline about a pilot that you booked and then they recast you. Yes. Can you tell me that little story?
Yeah, of course. This was kind of another one of those situations where I booked it in the summer, and I was like, maybe this is like gonna get us out here full time. So, you know, as a little kid, I think I was probably 12, 13.
Okay.
It was for an NBC pilot called My Own Worst Enemy with Christian Slater, who I absolutely loved because I loved Heathers growing up.
Yeah.
So he played my dad. Taylor Lautner was in it. It was like, I was like,
you're like, oh, this is
13-year-old girl.
Great.
Dream.
Yeah.
And we filmed the pilot, filmed a couple episodes, and I went back home to, you know, hopefully hear about a green light. And I heard about a green light, but I just wasn't a part of it.
Oh, no.
It was, yes, definitely very heartbreaking.
Did you know at that time how heartbreaking that was? Because I feel like that young, there's no social media, there's no, like, you can feel sad, but I feel like today it would be like, oh my, it would be gut-wrenching. Did you know that at that time, was it like gut-wrenching, or were you just...
It was just more for this, like the sense that I wanted it so bad. I wanted it so bad. And I think that was when I learned the lesson as a kid, going back home, like not to talk about what you do in the summers, the fun jobs. Like, you know, you want to come back and say all these exciting things, but kids can be really cruel. And they're like, well, you were never a part of that. I don't believe you. You know, so just kind of, you know, keep your eyes on your own paper and just, you know. But yeah, it was a little soul crushing. It was, especially like, you know, 13, you're already kind of going through a lot.
Yeah, totally.
And I think you mentioned it. It is kind of like a rite of passage, I feel like.
Yeah,
you know,
getting something shitty happening to you.
To, you know, that door that's meant to be open for you.
Totally. And it's so hard in the moment to understand that. I don't care. Honestly, I don't even care how many times it's happened to you. You definitely get better at understanding that it doesn't have anything to do with you.
Taking it personally.
Taking it personally. But there's
it
so part
easier.
of you that, that's like, but I gotta do.
Right.
And there's so many different ways of rejection. There's like going on an audition and not booking it, to me at this point isn't defined as rejection necessarily. But there's getting written out of something. There's even being a recurring and then like you don't come back.
Right.
And like you don't know why. Like the whole makeup team was like, you know, everyone loves you
right?
or whatever.
Oh my gosh, the worst.
And you probably have so much experience with that on the other side where you're a series regular and then you start making friends with like a recurring that's playing something, and then, you know, they're like, every recurring is always so excited. So they're probably like, yeah, I think I might like stay a few episodes, and then there might be something that you know that they don't know. Like,
right.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is just such an interesting dynamic on, you know, on both sides.
Yeah.
I've been a part of both sides.
Yeah. And how they choose, I guess, the showrunners, producers, they're watching everything at bird's eye, and they just, it really has to do with what, chemistry between people?
And the big picture that, you know, you just don't see.
Yeah.
It's way deeper than that. And I've kind of had to teach myself that. It's like, you know, again, like, don't take it personally. I mean, a lot of times they don't even know.
They don't even know.
It's true that they do love you.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like they're writing these episodes weekly, and it's like, we didn't know that it was going to go in this direction.
We
like,
came up with
I'm
this in the
so
writer's room.
sorry.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to promise you all of this stuff.
Yeah, that's
but like,
so true.
It's just the way it goes. Like,
we got really excited about this other arc, and then it kept snowballing.
Yeah,
and
now
like,
we don't have time for this storyline. Like,
totally.
It just kind of happens sometimes.
Yeah. Okay, so you do the Fosters. You're in heaven at this point. It's a young cast. You're the lead, and then it freaking gets a spinoff into Good Trouble.
Yes.
Did you know that was going to happen?
We got word. We got pulled aside, Maya and I, from our creators and producers, and they asked us. You know, they told us, you know, our time is coming to an end with the Fosters, but we have this amazing opportunity to continue the stories of your characters. Like, is this something that you would be interested in? And I mean, it was just a complete shock. Like,
yeah,
you know,
really? So you had no idea.
The life that I had, you know, built over the 5 years, like, it was coming to an end. It was like, it was such a bittersweet thing to know that it was ending, but like blossoming in a different way.
Yeah.
And it was something that
the start of, like,
Maya and I, like, we weren't ready to like lose these characters, but also just the idea of being able to grow with them and like see them in a different light. It was like 5 years later in the future. I was so down.
Yeah. Oh, that's a dream to have a spinoff like based on you guys. And Freeform, I feel like was it was my goal. It was Freeform, right?
Yes.
Okay. That was on my vision board, just the Freeform logo. Like any show on Freeform was.
I mean, they're just so yummy. I love
so
Freeform.
yummy.
I love them. I can just binge them all. They're
all the time.
It was truly a dream.
You became, I mean, it was just kind of like you're saying from the beginning, it was a little bit of like a trajectory that just kept going of like success and fun. What were some times within those moments that were hard? Were you like wanting to branch out ever? Or were you just like, I'm so grateful, I love everyone, or a mix of both probably?
A little bit of a mix of both.
Yeah.
I mean, it was also such a interesting time in TV and film. Like, it's kind of unheard of now that you have like seasons that are 22 episodes.
Yeah.
And that's what we were doing.
Wow.
So we would have maybe like a good 2 months off in between filming season A and season B. And I was also just a kid, like growing up, like I wanted that time to first off, sleep.
Yeah.
And go reconnect with my family and friends in Texas and like explore the world and whatnot. But
It was a lot of work.
It was a lot of work.
Yeah.
So, you know, I struggled with like, okay, well, do I use this time to do other things? But, you know, sometimes, you know, that's another thing. Like I would get my heart set on things, opportunities that could fall in my lap or, you know, just come on my desk. And it would never be able to happen because of the overlap.
Yes.
And, you know, and in turn, I was so thankful to be a part of something with that success. So it wasn't super hurtful, but like, you know, I wanted to do other things. It didn't always work out.
It's still valid to be like, oh, dang, I almost was going to do this movie, but like the one date didn't work out and you're contractually bound to this other thing. And you're like, can we move something?
Right.
And you're like, no.
Exactly.
You're ours.
So it was such a blessing to be a part of something as long as I was. But yeah, I guess it kind of hurt to not be able to do a lot of other things.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, I'm so grateful for the time that I had off to, you know, just chill. And it's so needed too.
Yeah.
So
explore,
I don't
travel.
regret anything.
Yeah, for sure. Ground Up is sponsored by Mastermind Media. Whenever someone asks me, how do I get everything done between my social media, my podcast, I say, well, I don't do any of it. Mastermind Media helps me with all of it. They created my logo. All of those reels you see on TikTok and Instagram, it's them. My podcast, editing, all the graphics on YouTube, it's Mastermind Media. So in this digital age, I find that more and more people are needing a company like this who handles everything start to finish. So if you're interested in finally taking your business idea to the next level, definitely contact Mastermind Media. All of their information is in my show notes. So when did Good Trouble stop year-wise? Was it 2024? Was it this year? Last year?
It was... So,
stopped filming.
Yeah, stopped filming. We came back to wrap it up right after the actor strike ended. It's such a weird...
Yeah. I'm like, are we in pandemic mode
I
or
know.
a strike?
It's such a blur
It really
to me,
is.
like those couple years. But I that whole situation was such an interesting thing. I think Good Trouble was one of the only productions happening in LA during the writer's strike because our writers had written every episode right before. So we weren't able to have any notes or anything like that, change anything. And thankfully, I mean, our writers team was just so brilliant. There wasn't really anything to change.
They're like, yeah, go film it.
Right. So we got really lucky with that. We were filming and we wrapped our series finale, like the last scene, like the day before the actor strike.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wrapped filming it. Holy shit.
So then we went back and kind of, whenever the actor strike was done to kind of wrap it up.
No, during it. You did it. I'm just kidding.
No, oh my God.
You're like, no, I did not.
Imagine. But it was kind of teetering on that line. Like it was really scary. I was like, are we going to be able to finish this?
Yeah.
Like, what's going to happen?
Did it come out before it ended? Before the actor strike ended? Now it's a blur.
It's
okay. Yeah. So, okay. I feel like that was 23 then.
That was 23.
That you stopped filming. So, because this next question is, so 23, we're in 26. Holy shit. So you kind of stopped filming less than 3 years ago because we're in the beginning. After that, were you like, I am going to take some time off? Or was it like, yeah, send me some pilots that I might be right for? What was your energy?
I mean, it was a bit of both. I was really forced to do nothing just because of the actor strike.
That's right. So you finished filming the day before the strike. Then the strike happens for 7 months?
Yes. Wild.
Okay. That's kind of nice.
It was nice. And I was definitely really hungry coming back. And I still am. Like, I'm ready for whatever comes next. But, you know, time off has been really nice. I just got married this year. So I really, chose not to audition for some time just to kind of make my job planning and really live in that. And it's been wonderful. And I think having time to step away from it has been really nice because I've fallen in love with the act of auditioning now, you know, and it's like I have a newfound love for it and I'm just really hungry in like a way that I never was.
Totally. And I want everyone to pick up on her energy when she talks about auditioning because sometimes people's energy, even just fellow actor friends of mine or whatever who are like, they're working, but they're auditioning and they're just like, oh, I have a self-tape. Or, and I get it, but I've never been like that.
I get it because I feel like, just auditioning, it looks so different now.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's the self-tape of it all that's
Yeah.
kind of like daunting. There's nothing like being in a room.
Yeah.
It's so different. And so I can understand that, but like also, it's just so fun to like,
it's so fun.
Your teeth into something new. And
yes. And like the opportunity aspect, like whenever I get an audition, I think of hope. Yes. I'm just like, it comes in my inbox and I'm like, oh, what is this new opportunity that might change my life? I don't get too ahead of myself, but it's just like, oh, great. Also, I always thought of it as my job.
Right.
Like the residuals I was getting, I was like, for a show, a guest star, recurring, whatever, I'm like, that is payment for my audition today. Versus seeing it as just for those
I love that
4 days on set that I had.
It.
Because it is our job and we have to frame it as that's kind of our 9 to 5. Now the struggle is that people have normal jobs that they're balancing, but now more than ever you get to do both because of self-tapes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think that's the beauty of, the shift kind of in the industry. You can really do it from anywhere. Talent is coming from all over the world because, you can just put it on tape. So
put it on tape.
It is really cool that it's really accessible that way.
When I was pursuing this, I didn't book out for 6 years. Did not leave. I was like, because if you get an audition, you cannot do it. So I love being in person, but I love the opportunity tapes have brought.
Yeah.
For sure.
Even when you're away, you can still
exactly. Yeah.
Like it's
I don't book out. If I'm going to Italy, I'm not like, unless you're like, dude, I need to recharge. I'm feeling stressed. Definitely.
You're like, you're going to set up in that hotel room.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So with this being said, I've gotten a question. Don't you get offered roles? And I'm like, guys.
Yeah. That's
no. But even Cierra, I would love to hear if you get just offered roles left and right, or are you still auditioning?
Oh, I'm definitely still auditioning. I think that's so funny that you say that because it's like, especially people who aren't in the industry. Like, I just went back home for the holidays, and you'll see family members. And they're like, "Oh, that's such a good role. Like, why didn't you do that? Like, why didn't you?" I'm like,
even at this,
it doesn't
stage,
work like
so
that.
Funny, yeah. Why don't you call Taylor Sheridan or whatever?
Exactly. It's just really funny. I think that is funny that people just kind of assume that, but. Again, like I think I love auditioning.
Yeah.
I do love it. And
it makes sense too. It's like, they have a very specific idea of what the character is and they need to see if our essence is what that is. And if you like it
align with it. Makes sense. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm sure like movies here and there, you know.
Of course you get opportunities where they're like, hey, like we really have you in mind for this. Like, does this make sense? Or, but yeah, it's not happening every day.
No.
That's a very.
I think 2026 is going to be such a fun year for you, and you're going to get an incredible new project.
Too. Oh my gosh.
Do you have is there a world, like a universe? Is there anything that you're like, I would love to do this, or even a role specifically?
What's funny is coming off of playing a wonderful character who's taught me so much for 10 years. I think. What I'm looking for is just something completely different. I'm really excited. And that's what's really exciting about right now is whatever I get into next, I'm really excited to just dive into and sink my teeth into.
Yeah.
And just be completely different than what I know. Maybe a comedy, maybe, a vampire. I don't know.
Yeah,
just something completely different.
I can see you on a super epic, mini series, an 8-episode, one of those really great. Have you seen Presumed Innocent? With Jake Gyllenhaal.
That's been on my list.
It's so good.
I feel like that. I've watched All Her Fault. That was amazing.
I need to see that. That's the really sad one, right?
Well, yes. Yeah. Well, yes. I feel like it's in that world. If you love that, that's what everyone's saying. That one's the one I need to watch next.
Yeah. Okay, you do. So you've had your team for a really long time, your agent and manager?
Well, I just signed to new reps.
Oh.
Yes, for my agents.
That's exciting.
I'm so excited. It's been, I think we just signed literally right before the holiday break. So
what was that process like for you? I mean, a lot of people that listen to this podcast it's not necessarily that people are new. A lot of them have been pursuing this for 10 years and stuff, but they just feel stuck. And I always find a lot of it has to do with representation.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I would love for you to talk a little bit about your experience with reps and what made you get a new rep?
Well, it was, I mean, a big part of it was the fact that my agent had transferred over to becoming a manager.
Okay.
So he's still my manager.
A lot of agents are doing that right now.
Yeah.
Switching to management.
But I think representation is everything. It really is. Like, it gets you into rooms that, like, you know, even coming off of a series that I wouldn't necessarily be able to be in.
Yeah.
I could work months to try to do, but like they'll do it, you know, first day
Phone call.
Right.
Phone call. Yeah.
And representation, I mean, it's just so interesting. I mean, like, I think what's really worked for me is I loved Thomas, my agent or manager now. I was at like a boutique, and he really like was passionate about me and believed in me. And I think that people, you know, have it in their heads that like, oh, I need to sign to CAA. Like, I need to be like the biggest agency. And I think that, you know, as wonderful as that is like, it's not always necessary. I think sometimes being at these boutique agencies, you get more attention and more passion than you would. You could be a little fish in a big pond in these other big agencies. And I think that that's what is super important to me. My new reps give me that same like fuzzy feeling that, you know, like that I know that they really care and they're passionate. They'll be, you know, bull in a china shop for me, you know, and that's what's necessary is someone that really believes in you and really won't take no for an answer for you because that's how much they believe in you. Like, they're like, you know, my client is right for this role. I need you to see her, please. Like, you know, you need that.
I'm literally smirking over here because all the words out of my mouth. Like, I couldn't agree more. I don't know that you could be successful in this career without everything that you just said. Whether it's maybe one of them, right? An agent or a manager who feel that way. And then maybe the other one, they do great things as well, but you're not as close with them or they're not as, you know.
I think that that's extremely important is communication. Being on the same page. You know, they need to know who you are and like what you like, what your goals are. And it's like, I've been places where, you know, they're trying to get to know me and it's just like things, you know, I get auditions and I'm like, yeah, it just doesn't click. I'm like, oh, that's not really like, you know, I'm so thankful for the opportunity, but like not really a role for me. And I just feel like, yeah, it's a very special thing to have someone on your side that really gets you. And they're like, hey, look, this is you. Yeah. And you're like thank you. Thank you.
And you're like, yes, it is. Yeah. And would you say, did you have to go through a few before getting to that place?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's
like dating.
It really
always say that.
I was just going to say that. It really is. It's, I mean, look at that 20-year-long relationship. I think that's really important. It's, you know, in an ever-changing industry, it's really nice to have something very secure and know that like you have people on your side that really believe in you and are looking out for you.
Yeah, it's a game changer for sure. I don't know what I would do without my agent, and she's a boutique agency as well. And I actually had her on the pod, and she was talking about I was like, what would you say if someone was listening who just had a film that came out of like a huge film festival and like CAA is clamoring? She's like, you know, if they're clamoring at you, like, take a step back and think for a second because you're the hot thing right now. But once they get you, then if you're not like back up on top and after your huge film, you didn't just book again, they're going to be like, okay, who's the next hot thing?
Right.
Whereas what boutique agencies do, or anyone in general that heavily believes in you, is like, even at the times where you're not a shining star, you know, you've been...
They see that shine.
Yeah,
like,
they see that shine and they keep submitting you on things because we don't want them to get unmotivated. We want them to continue feeling
absolutely
inspired, and that's why, you know, shooting them a text or an email too. Hey, can we grab coffee? I feel like, you know, the spark isn't there anymore, or something like that. Okay, what is something about being on a long-running series that people don't talk about?
Ooh.
That's happened with you, I guess? Or like, I mean, you mentioned it's a lot, 22 episodes, and then you get the 2 months off, but maybe like cast dynamics? I don't know.
You know what? I am so blessed on that side.
Yeah.
Like, The Fosters, Good Trouble, it was just a bunch of good apples. Like I swear it was like a rule in casting. Like you could only be a cool person if you were gonna be
Right.
It was such a dream cast. I learned so much from each individual and behind the camera.
Oh yeah, that's what I want to talk to you about. I heard that you were like super curious behind the camera. You'd get behind there. You like wouldn't just sit in the green room all the time. So, and then you directed an episode as well.
I did.
So talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah. I mean, growing up on a set, essentially, I mean, I was 17, 18 when I booked The Fosters, and there were talks about like, oh, I want to go to college. And my producers were like, well, what do you want to study? And I'm like, well, film. And they're like, well, girl, this is the best kind of school you can get. Like, sit in Video Village with us. Like, pick our brains. Come on. Like, what do you want to know? And yeah, if you ever were looking for me, I was always either in Crafty or at Video Village. Like, that's where I was. Yeah. I loved doing that and learning from, you know, every director that would come in. I had the opportunity once Good Trouble came about to executive produce.
Oh my God.
So I got to sit on a lot of meetings that I would never had the opportunity to do so, and see that whole world, and also shadow some of my favorite directors who were coming on each episode. And it was something that I had kind of planted in the producer's head, like even since The Fosters, that I was, you know, really interested and curious about directing. And final season, that opportunity happened, and I was so forever grateful.
Can we just take a moment though? It wasn't like, oh yeah, you're a series regular, so then in season 3 of The Fosters, you got to direct an episode. It's like you worked hard for it. You planted the seed. You stayed curious. You kept asking questions, and then the spinoff,
right,
the last season.
Yes.
So 8 years later, they gave you that opportunity, and it's like there's nothing given. I mean, unless you're a straight nepo baby, and like even then, sometimes I'm like, I bet that a producer was still like, I don't want her. Like, she can do this role.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's hard to do anything in this industry. It really is.
And I mean, it doesn't go like unnoticed of like how I'm so thankful for that opportunity. Also just, I mean, a lot of my crew I had been working with literally since The Fosters.
Wow.
So, you know, 5 to 10 years. And so I just felt so lifted. Like everyone wanted to see me succeed. And it was just such a dream. I had the best time, and I really fell in love with that. Is another reason, like I fell in love with acting all over again, like in a different light.
I'm sure you learned so much from it.
It's so different, and I look at storytelling just so differently. Like anytime I get an audition, like it's just it's really cool.
I need to do it. I need to gain that other side. Do you have interest in anything? Is it mostly directing or writing, producing?
Yeah, mainly directing.
Yeah.
I wish I could write, girl.
I know, me either. I'm like I'm not even gonna try.
I'm like I've run out of captions on Instagram. At this point. Like I'm like I can't write. But I do love, you know, I'd like to think I have an eye. I like to, you know, I'm just really just in love with the idea of storytelling through camera work, and it's just so fun. It's so cool.
Another thing that's going to happen for you in 2026 or 7. You must have learned so much in those meetings as an executive producer on the show. Like, did your mind get blown as an actor? As like, because actors, we are kind of bottom of the totem pole. I mean, we're truly like, we're pawns. Like, they love us. They treat us amazing. SAG treats us great. But we're really not let in on a lot of things creatively, unless you're a series regular for maybe it's your 2nd, 3rd, 4th season, and then they start including you on some conversations and ask you questions and stuff. I think that's my experience.
No, I agree. I mean, it was a different seat, like, truly. Like, I saw it in a different light, and I was able to kind of sit in on like the big picture. We were talking about that. Like, you can kind of see. I mean, I was always the type of person that was walking by the writer's room and looking at the whiteboard and getting in trouble. Like, you're not supposed to be here. I always wanted to know what was happening with the characters and everything like that. And I was genuinely a fan. Like, every time I got a script, I was like, I would actually only read my scenes because I was like so excited for the table reads. Just like, I was sat. I was ready for like every storyline. So kind of being able to be in that position where, I was no longer like I was a little fly on the wall. Like, really, like I was able to kind of hear the ins and outs of everything that was happening.
Casting,
all of that. I got to do that. That was really cool.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that. You got to watch some auditions.
Yeah, I
for
got
like a whole episode. Oh, the episode you directed.
Yes, absolutely.
Tell.
I even like other seasons. I got to like actually sit in the room, and I was like,
okay,
like
spill the secrets. Okay, so a breakdown comes out. There's a bunch of people coming in at an hour time slot for this one guest star or recurring.
Yes.
All these actors are coming in. What did you learn from that?
I mean, I don't know.
Did everyone do it the same way? Like
no.
What? Okay.
Not everyone does it the same way. And it's so wild, especially being kind of on that director side of like, okay, now it's kind of like in my hands, like
who books
everyone's
this?
looking at me.
Yeah.
And I think that was actually kind of a big perk that I had going into it as a first-time director, like being an actor, because you can kind of just feel it.
I love director actors.
Yes, they're my favorite.
It's the best.
But it's interesting. It was just a feeling, and it was like, okay, no, everyone was great, obviously, like, but this person, like, it feels.
They're
right.
the character. They're the one that I read.
It kind of helps me too. Like in my I'm like it just feels right for that person.
Yeah,
you know, when you're booked, like.
When you read the script for the episode that you were directing, you kind of probably had an idea of what you wanted these characters. And that's so subjective.
Exactly.
Like however your brain
truly.
works is how you see that character.
Exactly.
And then someone comes into an audition for it, unless they truly show you something that you didn't see and you liked it more or whatever. But if it wasn't that, if they really don't look like what you thought or the essence wasn't there, you're just kind of like, that was really cool, but it's not what I was picturing.
Exactly. Yeah, it is such an interesting and like being on that side.
Yeah. So you directed one episode.
I did.
Okay, fun.
Yes.
I'm very curious what you're
fun.
gonna direct next.
I would love to.
You started so young. Did you ever feel like the industry was like putting you into a box or like making you feel narrow in any way? Or did you kind of fit and get placed and you're like, I like this placement?
You know, that's a good question. I think even at a young age, being a Latina, and it's been such a like cool thing to see just the progression and like the opportunities given to Latinos and, you know, the stories that we deserve to tell. It's really changed. I feel like when I first started acting, I would get lots of auditions for the gardener's daughter or like the maid's daughter or like, you know, and as much as those stories deserve to be told, there's so much more. And I look at all of, you know, the actors before me, the Latinas that I look up to, and I think that's always been kind of in my mind that I want to break those barriers and like, you know, open doors. And that's been important to me to kind of break away from those stereotypes. And Mariana, my character on The Fosters in Good Trouble, was a big part of that. She was.
I feel like societally.
Girl, I got you. Like that's a word to me.
I think she had to have had a huge impact on, I mean, that was on the young adult major platform. And her character was so strong and deep and a leading lady.
I mean, she was a software engineer who studied at MIT, you know, just dominating these male spaces. And as a Latina, like it's something that like I didn't grow up really seeing on my TV. And so that's still like the coolest part of it all is I have people come up to me and they're like, you got me into like STEAM and like I am an engineer now because of Mariana, or like it's just really
that's
cool.
Why we do what we do.
It's exactly like it makes it all so worth it. All of the tribulations, all of the no's, all of that. Like it's like in that moment, like I'm like, wow, like it's touched someone. Like that's really cool.
Good on the creators of the show for creating those characters. What did Maya do? What was her?
She was a lawyer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Two badass
Two
women.
baddies. But I think that's what stuck with me is like, you know, taking on roles like that really get conversations started, kind of break down barriers and stereotypes, and is something that people can like be inspired by or just, you know, spark up conversation. That's what really is what I'm drawn to.
Do you think that you'll create projects in the future? Like, you know, there's all this talk about, see, I knew I was going to do it. All this talk about self-generating content. And sometimes I feel like it's a little bit of a detriment because acting classes will be like, all right, guys, it's really hard to book now, so create your own stuff, which I think is great. But what if you're not like for me, I'm not a writer. Like I had an acting teacher who was always like, write your own stuff. Like you got to create it for yourself. And I'm like, damn, I got no interest in that.
I know, same. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I would love to be a voice or give a platform to stories that deserve to be told, you know? Because I'm like, I would love, all of my Latino brothers and sisters to like, you know, be working every single day. And I would love to be a part of that and help making it happen. But I just, I hopefully one day I get a writer's, like, you know.
Right.
A little writer's bug.
A bug.
Yeah.
Or maybe, you know, partner with someone and you guys create a story together and then you play the role.
That would be the goal.
But I'm very similar. I'm just like, I love to act. And then I have like I love business sides of things. I love creating the podcast and stuff, but I don't have interest at the moment to like invent. People are too creative. Like leave it to them.
Yes.
You know, I'm like, call me.
You know what? That's okay.
That's okay. We can't do it all.
Right. Right.
So this year your plan is to audition and be present and ready and healthy and married.
Yes, all of the above.
Sierra, is there anything else that you want to share? Did I miss anything?
No,
so much.
This has been so wonderful.
Thank you so much for coming on the pod and for your time. I love you so much.
Love you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.